Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome. In this video we're going to talk about StarField, the new game plus rewards, and what happens when you reach Unity. Now, disclaimer, there are going to be spoilers, so if you don't want to know what happens at the end of the game, please don't watch this video. But for those of you that are interested, we're going to talk through each of the rewards that you get, what they do, what they mean, and how far they go. So let's get started. Once you complete the game, you have the option to go into a new universe. If you go to the ball in the center of the screen, you'll go to a new universe and you will start with a new ship and some new armor. You will effectively be a new person. Now, the armor that you get, and I apologize for this first screenshot, this is the only, for some reason the game was bugged, it's the only visual that I could get of this, but you get the Astra Starborn spacesuit. This has physics, energy, and electromagnetic protection of 149. Thermal, airborne, corrosive, and radiation protection of 50. You can see the value and you can see the mass, and then it has some random special effects that are going to be RNG. So this is a legendary suit. You do not need a helmet, you do not need a backpack, you just have this as a suit. It isn't all in one. So you will acquire this. Also, you will acquire at the same time a Starborn Guardian. The Starborn Guardian level 1 has a set amount of fuel. But the hull, as we can see, the hull here is 649. The reactor is actually 23 on this. It's an A-class reactor. But in all other models, it's 22. The crew is always 5. The jump is always 30 light years. But the shield is 1,000 on the base model. The Sol and a Tor for torpedoes, Sol for, I think, solar, is that's your like your laser. That's 24 and 70. The value in the mass always stays the same. So bearing this in mind, when we complete the New Game Plus again, so when we do a run through of the New Game Plus, which takes, I've done a video on this, but it takes about 45 minutes, anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes roughly. Now, if you're to complete that again, you'll go to another version of the new game. So you'll be reborn again, and this time you'll have this spacesuit, which is the Materia. Now, as you can see, it has an additional 10 physics, energy, and electromagnetic protection. It looks different visually, and also it has another random set of special stats attached to it. So visually, you'll be able to see the difference of this suit, and also you'll get a level 2, a Starborn Guardian 2. And as we can see, this has increased shield, increased hull capacity, and increased firepower in terms of the Sol and the Tor. So they're the things that are going to change when you complete the next run through. So you've completed the main game, you've done run through 1, that's completed. After run through 2, you're going to get this, which is the Locust. As you can see, slightly different and better stats. After this, you're going to get the Guardian 3, again, better stats. Then you're going to go and get the Tenebris, which is the next level, and it looks like this. You're going to get the Guardian 4, which looks like this in terms of stats. Then you're going to get this one, which is the Solace. Then you're going to get the Guardian 5, which looks like this. Then you're going to get this. Now this one is a Gravitas. And then you're going to get the Guardian 6. Now this will continue. Then you're going to get the Bellum, which looks like this. And you can see now the stats are up to 214 each. And you're going to get the Guardian 6 again. So the Guardian 6, this is where the ship ends. You can see the shield there is 1976. The shield here is exactly the same as 1976. So after you've got to the Starborn Guardian 6, that is as far as it will go. However, as you'll notice here, the armor, the suit, Starborn spacesuit, is still increasing. So up from 203 up to 214. The Starsuit will go up to 10 levels. It will continue to evolve. And there's another 3 levels after this. I haven't completed them yet, but I know that there's another 3 levels. I've had that confirmed. And so you can go up to a fully black version. Imagine what the Hunter is wearing. You're going to end up with that. And so there's a few more variations of this. You can see the cloak, it starts to change. It goes from from no cloak. And this is basically a mixture. It's the emissary and the hunter. So you kind of end up with their kits. If you look from the start, we'll just go through these. So you start here with a white kit. Then you end up with a bit of a better kit. Then you get a cloak, the emissary's cloak. Then you get the black kit, which is like the hunter's kit. Then you'll get the black kit with the emissary's cloak. Then the cloak will start to get darker, and you'll see some gold trim, and then it gets darker still, the gold trim. Eventually it will become black. You'll have a black suit with a black cloak, and that's what you're kind of working towards. So that's what you get. There are 10 playthroughs that you can do in total, and at the end of each playthrough, when you go back to the lodge, you'll have a different scenario. There's probably about 10 to 15 different versions of what can happen. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but what I recommend you do is save the game just before you go into Unity. That way, if you do not like the seed that you get, if you do not like the universe that you go into as your final playthrough, so after 10, I would recommend that becomes your main playthrough and you do not ever go back here. Because at this point, you do not have to go into that ball. You could turn around and actually step back and stay in that universe. You can choose to live there. So I would complete the game, get to this point, but I would not go through and become Starborn again. I would stay in that universe, complete the side quests, build a base, customize some ships, and you've pretty much got everything available to you at that point in the game. The only quest that relies on you to have something available to be able to complete it is the romance quest, and that requires you to not have your potential partner killed, and that happens in the storyline. Apologies if you didn't know that yet. So that's the only thing. Everything else can be completed at any point in any run through. So your power-ups, all of that stuff can all be done as you do a run through. Your power-ups can also be leveled up to level 10. I haven't got them in this slide to show you. But power-ups are something else that you need to consider. Your power-ups, there's I think 22 I think in total, something like that. I can't remember the exact number. But you can level them from level 1 to level 10. So every time you do a run through, you can go back to a temple, level up your power-ups. There's a very, very big grind that is available there for you if you wanted to max out all of your level 10 power-ups. And if you do that, obviously, you're a much better person than me because there's something that I'm not willing to put the time and effort into. This is as far as I've got right now. But I want to share this video with you so you know what happens and you can see what to expect. And obviously, if I do a remake of this video, it will have all 10 suits because I'm probably about 3 hours away from completing that. All right, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it, enjoy the game, and I'll speak to you soon.